Hi, everyone. Welcome to our virtual celebration Boler College of Business academic breakout session. My name is Christina Soap, and I'm Director of Enrollment Communications here at John Carroll University. I'm also a very proud double alum of the Boler College of Business. With me today, I have Dr. Al Mikiak, Dean of the Boler College of Business, Dr. Scott Moore, Associate Dean and Assistant Professor of Economics and Finance, Laura Atkins, Assistant Dean, Bob Stein, Executive in Residence and Leadership Development and Boler Professional Development, and 3 of our current students from the class of 2020, including Joe Enns, Antonia Piazza, and Emily Gattis. We'll kick off today's presentation with a short video, and then I'll turn it over to Dean Mikiak to lead off.
I am what I am. I am not what I follow. For if I am what I follow, I am not what I am. The Boler College of Business at John Carroll University has never followed fad or fashion. Since our inception, we've been inspired by a 500-year-old Jesuit tradition of caring for both the individual and the common good in order to get tomorrow right. We are not judged by how we reach our own goals, but rather how we help others reach theirs. That's how John Boler wanted us to live our lives and sustain our future. Today, the Boler College of Business has become what it hoped for. Bloomberg Business Week ranked us #1 in the U.S. in preparing students for careers. #1. We're globally focused, nationally recognized, and regionally centered. We're built for a world driven by information. A world where business will account for its social, environmental, and economic performance. We're cultivating a new generation of leaders, women and men who will shape new companies and social innovations that will allow us to become more interconnected and more mutual in our pursuit of prosperity. So bring us your curiosity, your resiliency, and your humility, because those traits are without question still good for business. We are now being asked to lead a new kind of world, where a tsunami of data full of potential insights greets us even before we finished breakfast. But know this for certain. Our teachers, scholars, and our executives in residence will show you how to navigate these changes fearlessly, and you will be inspired by your own success. Abraham Lincoln said he was a success because he had a friend who believed in him, and he didn't have the heart to let him down. We will be that friend who believes in you. We'll teach you to be a success, but more important, a person of value to your family, to your company, and to the world. And if you can be an inspiration to just one more person along the way, you will be unstoppable. You will have chosen an inspired life. You will have chosen Boler. The Boler College of Business at John Carroll University. Live inspired.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Celebration 2020. We're excited to be welcoming the class of 2024. Congratulations to all of you on your admission to John Carroll University. And we are ready to welcome you this fall on our beautiful campus, or if circumstances persist, we will welcome you on Boler Digital. And Boler Digital is an exciting venture for us and really demonstrated the resilience of our students and staff to build a digital twin of the Boler College online in under 3 days. And so we've recreated everything from classroom academics, lectures, guest speakers, mock interviews, and even a dance party that was highly attended by many of our students. So we are very impressed with the resilience of our young students and all that they have put into to make the remainder of this year a success. John Carroll University has been recognized nationally and received regional awards for its excellence in academics, including our focus on undergraduate teaching, innovation, and outstanding value. And the Boler College is very pleased with our success in maintaining our quality standards as dictated by AACSB International. So AACSB is the premier accrediting body in the world for business schools. And our accreditation for our undergraduate program, our master's program, and for our separate accreditation for our accountancy program places us in the top 5% of business schools in the world. So we're very proud of that. And it's a signal of great quality and experience for our new students. When we talk about leadership and building professionals, business professionals at the Boler College, we talk about leader development in the context of the triple bottom line. And this is the notion that these days, leaders are not just judged on the financial performance of their companies, but also on the social and environmental performance of their companies. And so I think, even as we look at our circumstances today and say, well, it may not be a great time for learning, but it's a time of great learning. And we really are starting to see, again, how interconnected we are globally. And so how the pressures of this global pandemic have, brought to fore issues of social justice, environmental justice, and economic justice, and really the role of business and society in solving some of, these most pressing problems. So we've been very committed to leadership for the triple bottom line for many years at John Carroll. It's part of our tradition as a business school at a Jesuit university. So when you arrive in August, we're going to meet you where you are. We're going to teach you to the top with our outstanding faculty. We're going to teach you about the whole business, not just the particular major or minor that you're interested in, but the entire workings of the business, because this is what employers really require today. And then finally, we're going to provide you the support that you need to be part of a community that cares about your development as a business professional and, as we launch you into your career. So there are 4 pillars of a Boler education. And the first is John Carroll's commitment to a classical liberal arts education with emphasis on the humanities, the social sciences, and STEM, right? So science, technology, engineering, and math. The second piece is the best business education available, which I described our accreditation by AACSB. The third is that your education will be experiential. You'll learn inside and outside of the classroom. There'll be many executives and guest speakers and connections to industry, field trips to companies, internships, externships, co-ops, all kinds of integration to show you the practical applications of the academic programs that you'll be studying. And then the last piece is really, this launch into a career. And we really, are focused on that from day one, right? How to prepare you to be, in a position to have a great choice of job opportunities upon your finish. And our goal always is not just to get you, a job, but get you your first choice, right? The thing that you most want to do and, are most interested in pursuing after graduation. So again, I welcome you all to Celebration. We look forward to seeing you in August. And now I will turn it over to Dr. Moore, Associate Dean for Academics and Accreditation.
All right, good morning, everyone. And first, let me add my welcome to you joining us virtually today for our admitted student celebration, and my voice to those congratulating you on admission to John Carroll University. I'd like to now pick up on some themes from Dr. Mikiak's remarks and share a few thoughts on how we deliver on our promise of an inspired business education. We have literally geared up our programming to maximize its impact, both on our students and on the communities in which we live and ultimately serve. It starts with our foundational integrative liberal arts core curriculum that develops intellect and character and the capacity to lead and serve. And it's enhanced by our business curriculum and the close connections we have with the business community, both regionally and beyond, that provide remarkable opportunities for our students and for our graduates. At the center of our promise lies our distinctive academic programming, represented by the center gear in the diagram on the slide. From accountancy and finance to supply chain management, our rigorous academic programs combine challenging and relevant curricula with opportunities to engage in research, co-curricular enrichment, programming, and to gain experience through real-world projects and internships. There will be more about business engagement and internships later in the program, but I want to just share a couple of examples that demonstrate our commitment to infusing classroom learning with opportunities for students to distinguish themselves in the broader community. First, as you may have seen from our website, our accountancy program has gained broad recognition for its students' CPA pass rate. #1 in Ohio and number 23 nationally in 2018. Second, the CFA Institute annually holds an international competition where student teams present their research on valuation of public companies like Sherwin-Williams and Poly1. Financial analysts from global banks and investment banks who have earned the CFA charter judge the competition. And for the past 3 years, undergraduate student finance teams from Boler have won the regional competition and gone on to compete nationally. Last year, they placed 5th in the national competition for their evaluation of Sherwin-Williams. So it's quite an honor. Finally, student teams, as part of an integrated marketing and finance class project, developed marketing and value creation plans for a national software developer and a local restaurant that's gained national reputation for its social mission. Following the project presentations, the restaurant's founder actually hired the top team to implement its marketing plan. These examples, of which there are many more, and you can learn about them in the Q&A session later today, demonstrate Boler's dedication to ensuring a classroom experience integrated with practically oriented research and business and community engagement. The strength of this commitment in turn powers JCU and its graduates' outsized role in driving a regional economy, that big wheel that you see, that is larger than 13 states in the US, that is the Ohio economy, 13 states in the US, and all but 19 countries globally. So now I'm going to turn it over to hand off the mic, so to speak, to Assistant Dean Laura Atkins, who's going to provide some more details, flesh on the bones, if you will, on the programming we offer in Boler.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Good afternoon. You heard basically Dr. Moore and Mickey Ack talk a little bit about the big picture and the strategy of the Boler. I want to talk a little bit more about maybe the nitty gritty or how we deliver on this accredited nationally ranked business education. In addition to the university core that Dr. Moore talked a little bit about, we have a Boler or a business core. Sometimes we even say Boler Business Core. And it's informed by our AACSB accreditation and our connections with the business world as well, our business connections in both Cleveland and the national organizations. But this business core provides a comprehensive foundation in all aspects of business, regardless of the student's specific major. The courses in this are things like macro and microeconomics, business analytics and statistics, financial and managerial accounting, data-driven decision-making, things like that. And it gives all our students a strong foundation and understanding before they take a deep dive into their major or majors. Many of our students have double majors or a major minor or a major 2 minors, but you only need 1 major to graduate, which is somewhat of a relief, and we really help the students craft it depending on their goals for when they leave John Carroll, whether that's to the workforce or education, further education, and we really help the students figure out what that should look like. The students have 8 majors to choose from, and we've recently added the wealth management major, which was previously a concentration within our finance major as well. So that's a nice addition to it. The curriculum for each major is really built to ensure that our students are prepared for an array of professional exams and certifications related to their chosen field or profession. Most people are familiar with the CPA, like Dr. Moore mentioned, but there are many other similar certifications and licensures. And you'll hear some of our students talk a little bit about how they're meeting those in our student panel a little bit later. But these connections to groups related to supply chain and marketing association, you know, these really inform not just the majors and making sure our students come out with top-notch, relevant knowledge, but also the business core as well. It really impacts what all of our students learn about these basics so that they're experts in business when they leave here. We recognize that many incoming students may not know what they want to major in within business, and that is fine here at John Carroll and the Boler College. All of our students in business take the same types of courses in the first 2 years. So the business courses are pretty prescriptive, although there's some flexibility about when you might take a particular course. But the university core requirements are a little bit more fluid. You can take different ones at different times. And even within them, say humanities or issues in social justice, you might have 50 or 100 different courses to choose from to fulfill that requirement. So there's an ability to personalize your education as well. But this first 2 years, while students are taking the business core and taking the university core, it really allows students time to talk with, to learn more about the majors, talking with their faculty, talking with upper class students. I'm sure many of our speakers later have already talked to freshmen and sophomores a lot about it as our upperclassmen. But that gives them a chance to network with our alumni at many of our BPD events and just campus-wide events and speakers. And it really lets them start to take these courses and figure out where their strengths lie. In these same first 2 years, students have a professional advisor available to them. This advisor teaches the core, how to use the registration tools, and general collegiate policies and procedures. And we do that in a 6-week advising course at the fall term. In this time, students are also assigned a faculty mentor, and then later, as juniors and seniors, they do transition to faculty advisors so that they can take advantage of the knowledge and resources of an expert in their chosen field. Most of our faculty have a wide network of alumni contacts, which help the students understand typical career paths and options. And this is resources they use regularly with our students. We also ensure during this first semester advising course that each student knows how to create a 4-year academic plan integrating majors, minors, and other academic goals such as study abroad and internships and research. You might have noticed that more than 90% of the Boler seniors have had at least one internship before graduating John Carroll. This conversation begins really at the start of their John Carroll career in this advising course. We have so many outstanding partners and alumni that want to work with our students that this goal is absolutely attainable. And in fact, many of our students have had multiple internships to help them select a major or narrow a career field. We really push it as a way to help them discern what they want to do when they leave John Carroll. And this is a perfect lead-in to bring me to our next speaker, who is the man who engages with our business community, mentors our students, and as you heard a little bit already, he really has kept our spirits up at this disconnected time with his airband videos and Zoom dance party, but none other than Mr. Bob Stein, or as he's affectionately known, BPD Bob. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Laura. Appreciate that introduction. Good morning, accepted students at Boler College, John Carroll University, and parents. It's a thrill to be with you here today. You can see that we're in Bob's Boler College basement, as I brought some of the signage from the school back here, and it also happens to be the BPD Bob Music Studio. More on that later. So a little bit about my background. I joined John Carroll Boler College about 18 months ago. I've had a 40-year business career. been CEO of 2 public companies, one in the US, one in the UK, and also CEO of 4 other companies, and I've practically worked in every profession in business. I'm simply saying all this to say that it's a good fit that I'm overseeing the Boler Professional Development Program to help our students think about all the different careers that they could have an interest in. So the Boler Professional Development Program is a comprehensive 4-year curriculum. It starts at freshman year and carries on right through until you're a senior, because we believe that getting you ready for the workplace takes that comprehensive. It's not a crash course. And as you can see from the slide, what we're quite proud of is that the Boler Professional Development Program has been ranked #1 by Bloomberg News for all colleges and universities in the US. I mean, all of them. And this rating was performed by employers, where they determined what students were best prepared for the workforce. So we're very proud of that, and you'd be part of quite a program to help you. You can see from the graph there that we do things all the way from resume writing and LinkedIn profiles to interviewing skills and networking skills. Very comprehensive program. It's excellent for our students to be ready for the workforce. There's 3 goals that we look to achieve for you in the Boler Professional Development Program. One is, as I just said, to have you with the work-ready skills. Very important that after your wonderful academics, you can walk out of the college and be ready to work day 1. The second is that you will have a competitive advantage compared to students at other colleges that are interviewing, whether you're looking for internships and jobs. And the third part of the program is that you get your first choice, not just in a job, but in a career. Now, one thing I want to point out that's very, very important, and the whole Boler College runs this way. At BPD, as we call it, yes, there's 1,100 students, but it's 1 at a time. And same thing with freshmen, approximately 300 freshmen. We treat every individual with 1. So that's really important that we're meeting your needs where you are and getting you individually ready for that when you move forward. The whole aspect of all of this, as Dr. Mikiak said at the outset, is we want to help you get a career, a job. So we want to get you hired. And the way we do that is with a lot of experiential learning with our employers, right? Starting when you're a freshman, before you're even ready to think about getting hired, you get introduced to employers with a variety of events on campus, some off campus, and we do fairs, which you see here, a Boler recruiting fair. So we want to get you prepared, but ultimately hired. And in that vein, we partner very closely with Career Services. So Career Services is on campus. It's a phenomenal resource to our students, both with the counseling effort and the other resources. And I like to call BPD sometimes Career Services on steroids. We work together, but we're just for the business students. So we're hand in hand with Career Services doing that. The proof in the pudding, frankly, is not just my words. It's in the statistics of our students that get hired. And we're very proud to say that 92% of the students out of Boler College are either hired at the employer that they'd like to go to, or they're at grad school within a year. That's an incredible performance, a tribute to each of the students and the programs that we have here. In addition to that, we work with 92 employers that come on campus very much wanting to seek Boler College graduates out to hire. And 19 of those companies have actually hired more than 1 grad. So that, to me, is the proof of the pudding. So in closing, Laura mentioned BPD Bob. So please believe me that we teach our students and coach and mentor to call professors doctor, to call Mr., Miss, or Mrs. in the professional world. But intentionally, we're the coaches, we're the mentors. So I like that they call me BPD Bob, and we want them to be comfortable, informal. We want you to come in. It's okay to learn and make mistakes because we're here to help and guide you along. And in that regard, this BPD music that Laura's talking about, I just started to do something to take our minds off the news every day of what we're dealing with. So we have a fun little music video. So I encourage all of you to come to the live session where I will be live streaming at noon today. And I promise we'll have a BPD music video that'll get you off your feet. So congratulations, and please come to Boler JCU because we're fun too. All right, with that, I'm going to pass it on to 3 of our wonderful students. Antonia Piazza, Emily Gattis, and Joe Enns. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Antonia Piazza. I just wanted to congratulate you guys for your acceptance to John Carroll. I wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I'm a senior accounting major, an entrepreneurship minor, and a root-based scholar. I played soccer here and ran track. I also work for the John Carroll Writing Center, the Center for Service and Social Action, and then I'm the student ambassador for the Ohio Society of CPAs. So I wanted to touch a little bit more on accounting at Boler. Dr. Moore mentioned our pass rates. I just wanted to mention that our pass rate is almost 13% higher than the national average, which is phenomenal, and I hope to contribute to these statistics this coming summer. One thing that you need to do in order to sit for the CPA exams is have 150 credit hours, and this can be achieved a variety of different ways. Personally, I decided to be an accounting major sophomore year, and at that point in time, I was going to pursue John Carroll's MBA to get my 150. However, second semester junior year, I decided that I would do it in 4 years because I came in with AP credits. I have a major and a minor, and then I have to take classes for a RUPE. But I will take some summer classes to achieve it too. So it's a little bit of a non-traditional route, but some people double major. Some people take advantage of the MBA. John Carroll also has a master's of accountancy, and through that they offer fellowships, which are full tuition scholarships to a handful of students. So that's an awesome opportunity that John Carroll has as well. A little bit more on accounting. John Carroll is very closely linked to the Big Four. Some of the Big Four actually come here and have competitions for the accounting students that are incentivized financially, and then you get to work side by side with people in the field currently, and it's a great networking opportunity. So that's another awesome opportunity in the accounting department. Also, we have not only the career fair, but we have Meet the Accountants, which is a career fair specifically for people going into the accounting field, and the Big Four are there as well, which is a great opportunity. And then I actually interned with PwC and will be working for them when I graduate. And as part of the interviewing process for the leadership conference my sophomore year, I took advantage of the Career Center. They have rooms where you can interview because part of the interviews were online. So since it was virtual, I wanted a professional setting outside of the dorms where the background is professional, it's quiet. I had a secure desktop connection. So that was an awesome resource that John Carroll has. And then additionally, the Big Four connections that John Carroll have they're phenomenal. Not every school has recruiters come to it from the Big Four, and John Carroll does. So when it came time to interview with people, instead of just the virtual interviews for the Big Four, they came to campus, which was huge because I did not have a car sophomore year. Instead of having to drive downtown, they came to us. So that's just something else that makes Boler special. And then I wanted to talk about a couple things that make John Carroll as a whole unique. So I mentioned I'm an root-based scholar. There are 3 signature scholarship programs at John Carroll. There's honors, leadership, and a RUPE. A RUPE is named after Pedro Rupe, and it's a social justice scholarship service-oriented program. So that's awesome to have been a part of. One big thing we do is the food drive. We feed 150 families a week's worth of food for Thanksgiving. They're Cleveland families. We orchestrate the whole process. So that's been something that's awesome to be a part of all 4 years. Another thing unique to John Carroll are its immersion experiences. It's kind of like a week-long service trip. While you're there, you do service, but you also immerse yourself in the community. And so then when you come back, you can make a lasting impact through an advocacy project that you put on once you come back. So that's an awesome part of John Carroll as well. Another side note about John Carroll is that collectively per year, we have more service hours than Ohio State does, and that's not on a per student basis. It's overall. So that really says something about John Carroll's mission. Another opportunity for John Carroll students is what's called Manresa, which is a spiritual retreat led by students. It's kind of like Kairos. So a lot of John Carroll students really value that opportunity. And those are just some of the reasons why John Carroll is phenomenal, Boler, and outside of Boler as well. So now I'll let Joe talk a little bit more about his experience.
Yeah, thanks so much, Antonia. So like she said, I'll just give a brief introduction about myself. My name is Joe Enns. I'm a senior here at John Carroll. I'm a finance major, and I'm actually from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is about a 5-hour drive from Cleveland. And one thing I want to get into real quick is give a little bit of background of why I chose John Carroll, because I think that'll give a little bit more perspective on my story. There were really 2 things I was looking at when looking at a university, and one was I had a dream to play college football. It was always something I wanted to do, and the second reason was because I wanted to go to a pretty incredible business school. And so when John Carroll reached out to play football, it paired hand in hand with a great business school with the Boler College of Business. So I knew right away that was a pretty incredible opportunity to take advantage of. So it was really a no-brainer to choose John Carroll. And so that sort of offers me a unique perspective with the ability to have had the opportunity to play 4 years of football here. Is one of the main questions I get from prospective students and incoming students is, can you balance, you know, the rigorous academics that Boler is going to bring you with some other things off campus, such as playing a sport? And long story short, the short answer is absolutely 100% yes. And not only can you balance it, but it is encouraged to go, you know, above and beyond the academics that Boler is going to provide for you guys. But, you know, to do off-campus work opportunities. So I'm a tour guide as well, so I have the opportunity to give tours to prospective students. I actually started my own organization on campus. So my sophomore year, I started a club called the Boler Business Leadership Society. And long story short, it really provided a platform for students to network further with the incredible alumni network that John Carroll provides. So we would set up different meetings on campus, take our students off campus. And one thing that really showed me beyond just the ability to start a club was the help that the John Carroll faculty and specifically the Boler College of Business faculty offered us. You know, every week I'd receive an email from either a professor or someone who would help us start this organization and say, hey, I've got this great company who wants to come and talk to you guys. You know, when can you set them up? And they would really go above and beyond to help me start this organization, to help further bring companies on campus. And now that I pass it off to sort of a younger generation, now that I'm graduating, it's continued to grow and continue to strengthen with these connections that John Carroll offers. And so I talked about sort of, you know, building the resume and doing things outside of just the Boler College of Business. Like I talked about, that's something that's strongly encouraged behind faculty and professors. They know you're going to be doing sports, they know you're going to be doing off-campus opportunities. As Antonia talked about, they know you're going to be doing service opportunities. They really encourage you to go above and beyond, like I talked about that, beyond just the Boler College of Business. And that's really what sets us apart with the #1 ranking for employer readiness. You know, we are pretty incredible within the classroom, and as BPD Bob talked about, you know, that professional development, but it really is that culmination of everything that John Carroll pulls out of you, the service, the sports, you know, the work opportunities. It really is a culmination of what they want to get out of their students. And it's something that's unique to Boler that I found through my 4 years here. I talked about being a tour guide as well, really expanding that horizon. And then finally, to wrap it up a little bit before I pass off to Emily, I have the opportunity now that I'm graduating, I'll be starting an investment banking position in Chicago. And that really, like I talked about, is that final culmination of what John Carroll offers. One of the things I did when looking for job opportunities is I would always look for a John Carroll connection, someone who graduated from John Carroll, because they are going, you know, out of their way to help John Carroll students find job opportunities wherever they want to work. There's sort of a saying I heard my freshman year is there's always a John Carroll student or alumni doing what you want to do in the location that you want to do it. And I found that to be completely true. Once I started at John Carroll, I knew I wanted to do investment banking. So I was always networking with different investment bankers who were John Carroll alums. And really all the big banks are covered, you know, KeyBank, Goldman Sachs. I had the opportunity to work at a company called Livingstone Partners, which is where I'll be starting at the end of the year. And right away I looked at the company, loved what they did, and saw, to no surprise of my own, that there was a John Carroll alum already working there. And sort of a unique opportunity was that he was an accounting student, actually. And it shows the versatility of, you know, a Boler College of Business degree. He started accounting, wanted to transfer over to investment banking. That employer readiness that I talked about, you know, really what they prepare you for outside of your 4 years at John Carroll allowed him to transition pretty easily into investment banking. And so that last thing I want to talk about is the Alumni Network. It really is an incredible, you know, asset that's utilized by John Carroll students. There's always alumni in locations doing different jobs that you want to work for. And not only that, but they're looking to go out of their way to help you find a job opportunity. They're not just someone you're going to leverage a little connection with. They're actually going to put you in contact with other people, friends that they graduated with, doing similar work in similar industries. And they're always looking to leverage connections for you guys, you know, to set you up for success beyond your 4 years at John Carroll. So really that's the culmination of my story and sort of how Boler helped. And from that, I'm going to pass off to our third and final student perspective, which is Emily Gattis.
Hi, everyone. Like Joe said, my name is Emily Gattis. I'm also a senior here at John Carroll, majoring in human resources management and minoring in entrepreneurship. So like the two students before me, I'm just going to kind of take you through my 4 years with the business school with Boler and what kind of the different things I got involved in along the way, as well as the experiences that I had. So coming into John Carroll as a freshman, I went undecided in business because I wasn't sure what concentration in business I wanted to do, and was kind of really open to any possibility, looking for whatever class that I took that I really found a passion for. So a lot of the classes that you take, you'll take one in each concentration. I found that I really enjoyed the human resources and management classes. So that would kind of started off with me deciding my major, but with my minor entrepreneurship, this is a really cool program at John Carroll that pairs great hand in hand with Boler students because the minor and the major go together where you have a lot of overlapping classes. So for business students, you're not overloading your schedule with classes to meet the minor credits with the entrepreneurship minor. But this is something that I took at a recommendation of my advisor, as Laura Atkins talked about earlier, with advisors helping you throughout the way. Mine recommended that I take the first intro entrepreneurship class. So I took that and developed a great relationship with my teacher, who to this day I still stay in great contact with. And from there, just kept taking classes until I realized one day I was halfway through the minor. So then at that point, I decided to declare my minor as entrepreneurship, and was fortunate enough this fall to finish up the minor with the help of my teacher that I started taking the classes with, and really was able to develop really cool different services and different projects along the way that to this day I think that would be very cool to revisit one day or see what I could do with. Going hand in hand with my major, if you guys are familiar with SHRM, the Society for Human Resources Management, it's a global human resources organization. So John Carroll has its own SHRM chapter here. I was the chief marketing officer for this chapter at John Carroll my junior year. I got involved after taking more classes in human resources my sophomore year and being introduced to the club and opportunities to apply to be on the executive board. So this organization at John Carroll is very near and dear in my heart. And after receiving my executive position my junior year, we were able to do a lot of cool different things with the help of our advisor, who is a human resources professor in the business school, and organize different things such as meet and greets, where you get to meet and talk with different professors as well as professionals, and get LinkedIn headshots along the way with students who have cameras and will take those pictures for you, as that's something that's important to have, and also something that you learn through the Boler professional development classes. So as well as bringing in speakers from companies, kind of as Joe talked about with his organization that he had, who speak on a topic specifically human resources related or even professional development related, and they share input with you and then provide networking opportunities for students after the fact. So those were great opportunities that SHRM provided that I have now passed to the next group of students who are running that, but very cool to be a part of. Regarding my relationships with faculty members as well as just on-campus jobs. So coming into Carroll my freshman year, I was actually able, or I had the opportunity to be the office assistant in the management, the MMS of the management, marketing, and supply chain department. And I got to meet a lot of my professors that I took for classes that way. So that was awesome, because as an incoming freshman, unsure as to what direction I wanted to go in business, I had a lot of mentoring and support from the relationships that I developed working with these professors in the department. And this carried on not only through my freshman, sophomore, junior year, but now my senior year, as though even though I'm not working with the department, I still have those great relationships and definitely leverage my the connections I made with my professors with what they know as both professors and professionals. So that was definitely a really unique opportunity for myself that I foresee myself using even after my time is up in May. So definitely grateful for that. Regarding internship opportunities, I know that this is something that they touched upon, students needing internships. I was fortunate enough to have an internship not only my sophomore year summer, but my junior year summer with a company called SwageLock. This is a company that I was able to discover with the help of a John Carroll alum who was a grad assistant in the Career Center, which was touched upon earlier, who knew of a person who knew of a person who knew of an opportunity for myself. So just going back to what Joe said, just leveraging that network that John Carroll has, because it is really so unique in that they set you up for success. And then I was able to have great opportunities both the summer after my sophomore year when I first declared my major being human resources, and then helped solidify my decision to go into human resources, and then further go back to the same company the following summer upon request of specific things that I wanted to get into within human resources. So that was definitely a great opportunity for myself. And then going back to earlier regarding service opportunities at John Carroll, I know that aside from Boler School and within the Boler School, some of the opportunities I talked about were retreats such as Manresa or going on immersions. These are all things that I've done at John Carroll that I think that have had a lot of crossover with the Boler School well, and that the people that you meet and then the funny connections that you find of professors who are involved in the business school who also have connections in service and who have their roots in giving back. It's funny to see all of those crossovers and then be able to further connect with your teachers on things outside of the business school. So these are all things that I've done over my past 4 years at Carroll, and things that I'm extremely grateful for and hold near and dear to my heart moving forward, and definitely just continue to network and be a part of that special alumni network that we have. So thank you. And I'm excited for you guys in the fall. Enjoy your time. It goes fast.
Thanks, Emily. And thanks to all of our presenters and panelists. We appreciate all of you taking the time to join us today for this session. As a reminder, if you are ready to enroll as part of the class of 2024, if you haven't already, we invite you to do that by logging into your JCU Gateway at go.jcu.edu/status. And your enrollment manager is always available to assist you with any questions as well. So thank you all again so much for joining us today. And we look forward to having you join us for some of our future sessions.